Joining us on air and streaming on the KARE 11 app, I'm Jason Hackett alongside Alicia Lewis.
Our Megan McPherson is at the fire right now. We're going to have more and an update from her in 2 minutes. But before we get to all of that, we do have to get a check of the forecast from meteorologist John Ziegler. Good morning.
Good morning. All right, well, it is a chilly morning. You're going to get outside and you're going to feel the chill. I mean, I can see my breath out here. And it's May. This should be our last hard freeze of the year. Maybe tomorrow we have a patchy frost, and then we'll start getting back to cooler than average, not this cold, over the weekend. Frost advisory is in place and it's warranted here. We're at 34 downtown, but here in the backyard we're around 32. So a lot of temperatures around the metro are at or below freezing. When you get up to St. Cloud, we're in the 20s. Now there's actually cloud cover coming into the north, so it's been saving areas like Brainerd and Bemidji. But you can see most of us are at or below freezing. You can see a little bit warmer in the metro, but for the Twin Cities to get down to 33, that means it's a cold night. You can see the coldest spot is St. Cloud. Notice to the north, there's some cloud cover in Bemidji and Brainerd, and that's why St. Cloud to the Twin Cities is the cold spot here today. 37 to 52 today looks identical to yesterday. So again, jackets on all day long, a sweatshirt or something like that would be fine. How you doing, Cece?
I'm doing good. 5:01. Yeah, it is chilly out there, but good news, roads are dry, crash free this morning too. So you should have a pretty quiet morning commute before 6 this morning. Take a look here on 35W. This is right near the Burnsville split. You see a lot of construction happening on 35W. That's why we see that slowing closer to 6:30. But if you get down there right now, traffic flow is great in that area and around the Twin Cities metro here. Like I mentioned, no crashes. We do have some work happening though this morning. A new project starting up on Snelling. So if you take Snelling, listen up for just after 5:15. I'll have more updates for you.
All right, Cece, thank you. Let's get back to that breaking news out of Excelsior. Right now, crews are working to put out a fire at Haskell's Wine and Spirits over on 2nd and Water Street there. They've been on the scene for the last few hours now.
Our Megan McPherson just arrived and joins us now with the very latest. Megan.
Good morning. Yeah, this longtime community staple is heavily damaged after that fire broke out earlier this morning. Crews tell us that they got that call just after 1 a.m. this morning, around 1:30. They're still monitoring hotspots right now. You can take a look at the scene behind me here, and as you can see, there is certainly heavy damage to this building. Right now they're just monitoring hotspots, but they tell us that when they arrived, flames were already showing from multiple sides of the building. You can take a look at some of this video shot by our crews here who arrived shortly after we heard that call. Officials say the fire did spread quickly into the roof and the truss space, which forced crews to call a second alarm almost immediately. Many of the additional fire crews or fire departments from other areas that were called here have since left this scene, but there were several on scene. Excelsior, Minnetonka, several others there. Now, the heaviest damage, they say, is concentrated on the restaurant and bar side of the building. They do not believe that the fire extended into the liquor store portion of this building. If you're familiar with Haskell's, it is a wine and spirit store, but there is also a restaurant attached to it. So they believe the fire was contained just to the restaurant and bar side of the building. They do say that they were able to stop the flames before it spread further. Again, they are still monitoring hotspots, and this building itself dates back to the early 1960s, and officials say it's been operating as a Haskell's since the late 1970s. And of course, as we head into summer, we head into the boating season, we did just hear from the interim fire chief about the impact that this will have on the community.
I think it's definitely going to have an impact for sure. Like I said, it's been an institution for as long as we've been around here, and a lot of our firefighters and people we work with frequent it and, you know, enjoy hanging out here on the summer days.
Now, the cause of the fire is still under investigation this morning. Some good news, though. Thankfully, no injuries reported. They do not believe that anybody was inside the building when this fire started. The owner has also been on scene here working with investigators. We did try to speak with him. He wasn't wanting to speak with us when we tried to talk with him earlier this morning. We will continue to follow this. I will share any new developments that we can get. Back to you.
Oh, such a big loss for the summer months and for that community. All right, Megan McPherson reporting live from Excelsior. Thanks for that update. And of course, we're going to continue to follow this breaking story on air and streaming on KARE 11 Plus. You can scan the QR code on your screen right now, download, and start watching for free.
Developing this morning at the state capitol, lawmakers are making some big changes to a proposal to save HCMC.
The cash-strapped hospital at the center of a heated House Tax Committee hearing. Our Audrey Russo is joining us from the newsroom right now with more on where the bill stands at this hour. Good morning, Audrey.
Good morning. Yeah, the tax committee is expected to talk about this again today, too. Now, the latest plan includes lowering the proposed 1% Hennepin County sales tax to 0.75%. Now, that would generate about $250 million for HCMC. Now, remember, the hospital projected losses for 2026 of up to $50 million. The bill also creates a new board of hospital administration experts, and it removes North Memorial Hospital from receiving any potential sales tax revenue. Now, the Robbinsdale facility was expected to get $24 million a year. Both hospitals are in rough financial shape, mostly serving patients covered by government programs the feds are substantially cutting.
We are committed to serving everyone regardless of their background or circumstance, which has made our hospital a reliable institution for those facing health, social, and economic challenges.
Now, these changes to the bill came from DFL lawmakers. The GOP Taxes Committee co-chair responded, saying there's too many unanswered questions to justify approving hundreds of millions in tax increases. Now, if they don't reach a solution before the session ends in 2 weeks, HCMC could start to close in June. Back to you.
All right, Audrey Russo reporting live this morning. Thank you. Right now, a major bill aimed at cracking down on Medicaid fraud is moving forward at the state capitol. The plan would add more investigators and prosecutors to the Attorney General's Fraud Control Unit. It's moving on 2 tracks. The Senate approved it as part of a larger finance package, and a House committee voted to send it to the full floor. Governor Walz says he will sign the bill if it gets to his desk.
This morning, the Attorney General's office is suing 2 Minneapolis nonprofits for allegedly misusing $2 million on luxury items. Court documents say that Real Believers Faith Center Church and Les Jolies School of Dance used funds on designer bags, vacation rentals, celebrity cruises, and even NBA games. The 2 nonprofits are owned by the same couple, Sharon and Larry Cook. They say they haven't done anything wrong and they're planning on fighting this in court.
An update this morning in the war in Iran. President Trump says he's pausing Project Freedom. That's the U.S.'s effort to guide ships out of the Strait of Hormuz. In a post on Truth Social, Trump said the decision was made because U.S. and Iran are making progress on a deal to end the war. He says Project Freedom will only be on pause for a short time to see whether the deal can be signed. Now, right now, the White House says there's more than 22,000 Marines trapped inside of the strait.